Feeling undervalued hurts. It could be in the workplace, by friends and family, but specifically in a relationship. That constant push and pull that you're giving so much energy and love, but you're not getting it back. And it leaves you feeling confused. Why doesn't he see how amazing I am? And it bottles down to the simple fact of your behavior is making him undervalue you. So today, let's talk about that. So you can become high value that a guy months, weeks, or years down the line still keeps fighting for your love and attention. Let's go, like and subscribe. Dating you is not challenging enough. Dating should not be hard work, but it also shouldn't be so easy where one person feels they are missing out. A relationship is about compromise and getting both parties' needs met. When a guy doesn't have to keep putting in the work, this is when he starts to undervalue you. And don't worry, I'm not talking about you playing games or playing hard to get. I'm talking about there is an excitement to date you and keep you happy. So you need to find a way to come across fun and energetic. You need to encourage him to fight to win you over, and this comes down to you maintaining your standards, your boundaries, and communicating in a nice, pleasant way. You don't think you are high value. Now, of course, if you don't believe that you are, you will always emit behavior which will make him agree with your own thoughts. However, if you swap your behavior to being high value, he will feel that and he knows you don't deserve anything less. You radiate this energy which then creates that challenge that we just spoke about before to keep him hooked. The internet always confuses high-value behavior with high-maintenance women, and those are completely different things. High-value behavior is when someone says, this is who I am, this is what I don't like, this is what I expect, and this is what I'm willing to compromise on. This is what I'm not willing to compromise on, so tick those boxes or be gone. If you do not treat yourself with respect and put an end to bad behavior that you don't like, a guy will walk all over you, and this is when the undervaluing begins. You don't speak up for your worth. It's very easy for women to gaslight themselves with someone else's poor behavior. We will make up excuses and say, I get why he's stressed and distant, it's because he started a new job. And I understand why he treats me poorly because he's never had a good relationship with his mother. Or I know that his past ex-girlfriends all cheated on him. Just because someone isn't good enough and there's many reasons to support why they are not good enough, does it mean you have to stay with them? You need to act immediately and say, this bad behavior, I won't tolerate. That's not good enough for me. I think you've mistaken me for someone who wants a, for example, no strings attached relationship as opposed to something official. It may feel uncomfortable to speak up and make our worth known, but the more you do it, the easier it gets. Someone that values you is someone that understands your worth and wants to meet you on the same level. And if they don't meet you on that same level and then you back down and let them continue to walk all over you, this is when the man realizes you don't value yourself, so why should they? A person learns how to treat us by how we treat ourselves. You always stick around. Let's talk about boundaries and standards. If someone mistreats you and you don't have to give them 3 strikes, until you end a relationship, you can end that relationship from the first strike, the first red flag. Some ways that you can show this in a long-term relationship, though, is pulling away and focusing your time into your career or into the things you love, maybe even hanging out with your friends. That way, your man realizes that if he elicits poor behavior which you don't agree with, the consequences are you have less attraction for him and you pull away. And then eventually, if that behavior continues, you will be gone for good. Now, you may feel like I'm telling you to play a game here, but I'm not. If a guy doesn't treat you how you want to be treated, and you haven't asked for him to move mountains for you, you have asked for him to be a decent human being and respect your boundaries, if he oversteps that mark, he doesn't deserve you. He doesn't even deserve to apologize. You can just leave. He is less important and therefore he has to learn. And that's when he sees your value and he adopts that she's a challenge mindset. I need to fight for her. Now, of course, some guys have to learn how to date you. They may have never dated high-value women before, so when they meet you, they will make mistakes. They won't realize how important your standards and boundaries are, and they will try to overstep the mark until they realize, oh damn, I've got to respect that certain thing, otherwise I will lose her for good. You don't stay true to yourself. If you always let things slide and end up doing things that you're not really interested in doing just for the sake of keeping him happy, well, you're losing your value. A very common thing that I see is women adopting hobbies and interests of their partners that they don't really enjoy. They tag along to, let's say, for example, sport events that they don't really enjoy. They watch films that they don't really like, and they hang out with his friends that they are not that fond of. As soon as you let yourself go and try to merge with your partner in the hope that they find you more attractive, you have lost your value. By all means, you are expected to sometimes compromise and do those little hobbies and interests with your partner, as so he should do for you. And yes, of course, going on double dates and hanging out in each other's friends group is healthy and expected, but not obviously to be a continuous thing. By saying to your partner, hey babe, I don't want to go to that sports game with you. I'm going to spend the day with my friends. Hit me up later. Let me know that you had lots of fun. By saying this, a guy realizes who you are. He knows what you like and what you don't like, as it offers a sense of security for him because he knows you are being true to yourself. This also applies to the times when a guy doesn't find interest in your hobbies or what you enjoy. That is life. Sometimes you won't always understand why your partner likes to watch men kick a football around a pitch, or maybe why they enjoy playing shooting games on the PlayStation. But the same also applies for you too. It doesn't matter if he doesn't understand why you want to watch Love Island or you like to collect scatter cushions. Just because he says he doesn't like something doesn't mean you should stop yourself from enjoying those things. Your communication is sloppy. If you are someone that gets anxious at the thought of confrontation, listen up. It's never easy to ask someone to treat us better, and it's certainly never easy to call someone out for their poor behavior. When we don't pull up someone for something that they have done or forgotten something that they did that hurt us, we end up enabling that behavior. You need to tell a guy exactly what you want. Now, guys are not mind readers. They don't watch romantic comedies. You need to directly say what you want and give your partner a chance to address it. So if you are being passive aggressive and saying the sentence, can you do this instead of will you do this? Well, there you go. You're not being direct with your communication. Your self-worth is low. This whole video really ties down to the simple fact of, if you don't think you are worth more than the behavior a guy is giving to you, you will find a way to stay in that relationship or situationship. This means that you have a fear of leaving. It's too uncomfortable to leave or to find someone else or even spend a while single. So you would much rather stick around and wait for a guy to leave you before you leave him. Now, if you are really struggling with this, therapy is your best option.